Welcome to Neo Royal, House of Pricey Cardboard. On today's episode of Commander Gameplay, I'm going back in the archive to bring you our second match that was edited on episode 37. This game is not only DNLS, it features 3 friends of the channel. Our superstar of the day, Chris, your Commander Mechanic, is a content creator here on YouTube focusing mainly on deck techs, but you can find videos like top 5s or little chats about Commander on this channel as well. ProxyLab is an angry Canada goose. Peter, aka MonoWhiteBorder, is mainly active on Twitter, always looking for that sweet niche white card to add to his collection. You can follow his adventures on his blog that will be linked in the description. Jokes aside, ProxyLab shares his proxy on Twitter for you to print, and he always has a new project coming, so make sure to follow him. Chris will be playing Fynn the Fangbearer. This deck, named Snakes on a Plane, runs a lot of Deathtouch creatures, items, and a couple of vehicles. The goal is to be very aggressive and take your opponent out with poison counters. This is a bit different than a regular Infect deck because Fynn will always give you 2 per creatures, so straight stat pumps like Giant Growth won't work. Peter will be playing Radiant Archangel. This is a flying token deck looking to both go wide with the cards and Voltron opponent out with Radiant. There's a small Hatebears package in there as well as some undead triggers, always trying to stay on top of the curve while controlling the table. Proxy will be playing Yawgmoth Thran Physician. This is basically a combo deck looking to control the table by placing key -1/-1s and drawing into either a combo or some big mana spell with Cabal Coffers and Cryptghast. For myself, I will be playing Kumena, Tyrant of Orazca. This is a Merfolk tribal deck looking to untap my creatures and permanents multiple times in a turn cycle, drawing cards and buffing my board to take out my opponents by combat damage. Kumena being unblockable makes for a great Voltron commander, and I run multiple permanents that can tap for more than 2 mana, making my Mirror Ridgery one of the most powerful cards in the deck. Chris's opening hand contains Tajuru Blightblade, Hornet Queen, Garruk's Uprising, Beastmaster Ascension, and 3 basic forests. Peter's opening hand contains Tokalti, Honor Guard, Drug Skull Captain, Hanged Executioner, Seer's Sundial, and 3 basic planes. My opening hand contains Mero Commerce, Card of Calling, Heroic Intervention, Riskar's Expertise, a Command Tower, and 2 basic forests. Chris gets to start this off and land drops a forest, before casting Tajuru Blightblade. Peter land drops a plains, and Proxy land drops a swamp. I land drop a command tower and end turn 1. Chris land drops a forest, and casts his commander, Fynn the Fangbearer.
Come, Kuma, and reclaim what you lost, or does the Great Serpent fear a rematch?
He then head into combat, sending the Tajuru to me. As the creature has Deathtouch, Fynn gives me 2 poison counters. Peter land drops a plains, and casts Tokatli Honor Guard. Proxy land drops a swamp, and casts Stout Vessel. I land drop a forest, and cast Mero Commerce. Chris land drops a forest.
What do we play out first? I think we just start making enemies and play out this beast.
Oof.
Get him, guys! my -1s aren't gonna do much after a bit.
It's then combat time, and the Tajuru attacks Proxy while Fynn attacks Peter, who decides to block with the Honor Guard. This also puts 2 counters on the Ascension. Peter then drops a plains and casts Hanged Executioner. Entering the battlefield, it creates a 1/1 spirit with flying. Proxy then drops a swamp and casts his commander, Yawgmoth Thran Physician.
I strive for perfection, true perfection, Phyrexian perfection.
I then drop a forest, and inspired by Proxy, cast my own commander, Kumena, Tyrant of Orazca.
The same power that drives the river ever onward flows through the roots and branches to me.
Chris then drops a forest and casts Garruk's Uprising.
Oh, that's so good with the touch. Oh no.
I'm gonna assign 1 damage and put the rest through.
So good.
Green gets evasion for you, baby.
For his combat, he sends Tajuru to Proxy and Fynn to me. Peter then drops a Rogue's Passage.
Ooh. conspicuously good for the man.
I like it. I like it. That's sus, but I have a feeling it's not going to be directed towards me, so I like it.
I'm just gonna direct it to you out of spite now.
Hey, I'm the only one that's supposed to live with spite in his heart. Don't follow my path.
Proxy then drops a swamp and casts Magus of the Abyss.
That's the turn.
Oh, that's terrible. The beginning of each sphere of key destroy target. Oh no.
Told you it's not CEDH, but it's high powered.
Proxy, no.
Right.
Untap.
A little bit of mono
Upkeep.
black control.
At my upkeep, reacting to the Magus trigger, I cast Heroic Intervention. I then draw and cast Aqueduct's Will, giving an island to Proxy and drawing a card. The reason I gave the island to Proxy is that if we don't stop Chris, we are gonna die anyway, so I'm planning my future attacks in the universe where we live. I'll end up a Temple of Mystery, scrying 1, and pass. At Chris's upkeep, he picks the Blight Blade to get destroyed by the Magus. He then drops a Forest and casts Eternal Witness, returning the creature to his hand and replaying it. He then goes to combat, sending Fynn to me.
If you say I won't have to sack Kumena, I'll go to 6.
I will keep the damage.
Alright. I won't block
I'll
that.
keep my promise.
I declare no blocks and go to 6 poison counters. At the end step, Peter pays 4 and exiles the Executioner to exile Fynn, which he could have done before I went to 6 Infect. Just saying. At Peter's upkeep, Proxy sacrifices the Magus to his commander, drawing a card and putting a -1/-1 on the Tajuru.
Don't you put a -1/-1 when you do that?
Oh yeah, -1 on that blight blade thing. Yep.
Y'all hurt me so much.
We're dying, Chris.
You're dying. It's not my life, so.
Peter casts Seer Sundial, sadly missing his land drop and pass. Proxy land drops Witch Cottage, putting the Magus on top of his deck. He then casts Necropotence, putting 10 life into the enchantment. We go to his end step where he puts the card to hand and then exiles a lot of them to end size. I'll end up a basic and pass. Chris recasts Fynn and follows it up with 3 top bracers. For the first non-infect combat, he sends Eternal Witness to Peter, putting the 6th counter on the Ascension, only missing 1 more to be active. Peter casts Archon of Absolution and pass. Proxy land drops a Cabal Coffers and then casts Cryptcast, followed by a Bitter Blossom. Proxy then puts 3 life into the Necropotence, and before he puts his card to hands, I convoke a Chord of Calling where X equals 3. I search and put to board Mero Regery. On my turn, I cast Herald of the Secret Streams. The Regery triggers untapping my temple. I draw a card by tapping 3 Merfolks, and basic land cycle my Ash Barrens, searching for a basic island and playing it. I then cast Illusionist Bracers. We then go to my end step and the Commerce untaps my Merfolks. Chris land drops a Forest.
Yeah, I don't want to do that though. Prox, I'm gonna swing at you with
Yeah.
Going to combat, Fynn attacks Proxy.
Keeping them off you guys.
Yeah.
Excuse
but
me, I kept him off myself.
In second main, Chris casts Hornet Queen. The Queen and the tokens enter with the +5/+5, so it triggers Garruk Surprising, drawing Chris 5 cards. Satisfied, Chris passes. Peter draws and casts Boreas Charger, hoping to finally unstuck his land problem. On Proxy's upkeep, he creates a fairy and loses 1. He land drops a swamp and casts Bolas Citadel, which is very strong in combination with Necropotence because you can simply move the lands aside from your top. He casts from his hand Sheoldred Whispering 1, and follows it up with Entomb, putting Bloodghast to his graveyard.
And you're very good at that. I'm very poor at that.
I don't have a lot to think about right now. You have a lot more decisions to make, so I can use some of my mental energy.
And they're all the wrong decisions. I'm gonna pass the turn on that.
At Proxy's end step, I draw by tapping 3 Merfolks. At my upkeep, I need to sacrifice my Herald to Sheoldred, but before it resolves, I draw by tapping 3 Merfolks. I then drop an island and cast Rishkar's Expertise, drawing 3 and casting Seedborn Muse for free. I go to end step, untapping my Merfolks, and retap them before going to Chris's turn.
Well, you guys are in a perilous position. You guys have Infect or poison counters. I don't have any poison on me yet.
Chris sacrifices the non-Deathtouch Eternal Witness to Shieldred. He then land drops a forest.
I think I'm going to pay.
Oh no, don't pay.
What do you need to pay? Oh,
He's gotta pay 5 if he wants to send 5 things at me.
Yeah, no, I'm going to pay 3.
Heading into combat, 3 insects attack Peter. Fynn and the Queen attack me, while 1 insect goes to Proxy. Upon dying, the Charger puts a plains on Peter's battlefield and 3 to his hand since Chris controls 8 lands. At Chris's end step, Proxy sacrifices the Fairy to draw and put a -1/-1 on Fynn. After that, on Peter's upkeep, he sacrifices the Archon to the Praetor, before playing a plains for turn. He casts Angel of Sanctions, targeting Beastmaster Ascension with the ETB. Reacting to the target, Chris flashes in an Ambush Viper, drawing from the Garruk's Uprising and the +5/+5. The Ascension is exiled and Peter then passes. Proxy creates a Fairy at the upkeep, and Shieldred brings back the Bloodghast as his graveyard is quite empty. Proxy then plays a Swamp from the top of his deck and uses Necropotence to remove 4 cards from the top. He casts Liliana Death's Majesty from his hand, using the Walker +1 to mill himself 2 and create a zombie. He then uses Yawgmoth to sacrifice the Bloodghast, drawing a card and putting a second -1/-1 on Fynn, desperately looking for an answer to Chris. He then casts from his hand once more a Torment of Hellfire for X equals 10. Chris discards 3, losing 21, while Peter discards his hand, losing 6. Doing what he can, Proxy sends Yawgmoth, Cryptghast and Shieldred to Chris, who blocks the Praetor with the Viper. On his turn, Chris casts Rona's Monument. He then casts Acidic Slime, pumping Hornet Queen by +2/+2. Proxy reacts by sacrificing the Fairy and Cryptghast to draw 2 cards and kill Fynn. He also sacrifices the zombie from Liliana to kill one of the insect tokens. The ETB from Acidic Slime then resolves and destroys Peter's Rogue's Passage. Chris goes to combat, sending the Queen and 2 insects to Peter, while 1 insect attacks Proxy. But Proxy has one last trick up his sleeve.
Those hornets are flying, aren't they?
They are flying, trampling Deathtouchers.
Yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to do this. I didn't want to do it for this, but it is what it is. I'm gonna exile that target 1/1 creature with the Warping Whale.
No!
So what you're saying is I can take out a play.
On his turn, Peter casts his commander to protect him, Radiant Archangel.
I'm gonna swing 3 at Prox. Just take it.
I'm gonna pay the last life that I have, kill myself.
Ah, dang it. Almost had him.
Claiming an objective of his own, he sends the Angel to Proxy. Proxy will not stand for it and sacrifices a creature to Yawgmoth to take himself out of the game. Chris can then take the win by sending everything in Peter's direction. Well played. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. Make sure to check out all my guests for today's episode on Twitter and YouTube. They are making great content. A big thank you to our Patreons who support the show in a direct way, and of course to you viewers who I'm sure already hit the subscribe button. Have a great day my friend, take care, and we'll see you very soon.